Welcome back to Restos. I'm Jordan, and today we're working on my new Transit Custom, the one I purchased last night. Typical. I can't buy anything without something being broken on it, can I? So what's broken? Well, as it's a limited, it's fairly high spec. It's got heated seats. What do you want the heated seats to do? You actually want them to work, you know. So, driver's heated seat doesn't work, passenger's does. I reckon we should find out why and get it fixed. So there's a number of reasons why your heated seat might not work. Could be as simple as a fuse. We're kind of skipping that part in today's video because that's the basics. So it could be the fuse, could be the switch. I think they've got a common issue, the switch is breaking on these. The unit there. So it could be the switch. It's not a relay because I don't use a relay. Or it could be a faulty connection or the pad itself going open circuit. Now pads are quite common to go open circuit on seats. If so, then you'd either, I'm not sure you can get repair pads for them, or you're talking probably a used seat to fix that. Switch obviously is easy to buy a replacement. So I've just had a quick look at it a minute to familiarise myself with this system because this is my first time working on the custom now. And the heated seat in these are really basic. Like a lot of things, they seem to be on the Ford side of things, they seem to be very much just chuck it in. So hence the crude switch you have on the seat. But rather than use relays, temperature sensors and all that, Ford haven't done that. You've basically got a power feed to a seat, you've got a switch, it switches to 12 volt, and it goes to the pads. Now I'm assuming inside the pads here is going to be a just a little temperature switch, it maybe opens and closes on a set temperature. So yeah, let's get on with it. So first thing I'm going to do, probably put the seat right back, jack it right up, give yourself a bit of working space. And then we'll see if we can get you guys to see what's going on here. Can I turn the torch up anymore? Yes, can do. Now, front here, you've got a multi-plug. So that's your plug for your seats. I'm pretty sure that's got a, I'm not sure if it's a seat belt. Yeah, so I think you've got 2 wires in there on this basic seat for the seat belt and 2 for the heated seat power. So what you want to do is, first step to do is to undo that one. Now bearing in mind you are going to need a power probe or multimeter, or both. I'm assuming you might have one of them if you're diving into touching electrics. If not, jump on Amazon, buy yourself a cheap multimeter or something like that, because you'll need it. Undo that with a 7mm. So this reveals your connector here. So this connector here is the one that goes back to the body. This one here is the one that's for your seat. So the brown one is for your switch in your seatbelt plugger to say you've not got your seatbelt on. The blue one is your heated seats. So that's your reversal. Here you've got your heated seats. There you've got your other seatbelt one. So in here you should have 12 volts and ground with your ignition on. So I'm going to try and set this up a minute so you can see, maybe, I don't know. So looking right at the connector, on the left hand side we've got ground, on the right hand side we've got 12 volts. So we've got power going into a seat. So we know the fuse and everything up in front of this is absolutely fine. So we got that, that's good. What we can also do is we can check resistance or continuity of the switch, or check if we've got 12 volts going in and 12 volts going out. So we pop this back on. So with that put back on now, our switch, we should have 12 watts going in and 12 watts going out. If the switch is turned on, turn the switch off, we should then have 12 watts going in, and we should have, technically on this side now, ground, because if the switch is turned off, the ground goes through the heating element and back to ground, but we don't. Okay, so that's a good sign that we've got an open circuit. So where is our open circuit? So following these cables back, at the back right hand side there, we've got, so this one, here, that's our back left hand side. This is our heated seat. So we unplug that, bring it forwards. These 2 wires here, which is the purple and black, or black with purple stripe, and blue with white stripe, that is our heated seat. So So what we can do is we can put a multimeter across the terminals and check that we have continuity to prove that the element is continuous and that it's functional. I'm going to put the 2 probes on the 2 pins of that cable I just pulled out, and we're going to see if we get a reading. There we go, 1.1 ohms. So, little update. So, I missed a connector. To the right hand side, you've got another connector there, which is another element. So the top and bottom are obviously separated into two halves, and they're joined down here. They're wired in series, so sort of one goes through the other. So if one stops working, both will stop working. So that's the ground goes through that one first. So we put a power probe on it again. It's on this side as well now. We've got ground going in, nothing coming out. So that could be our issue then. Hopefully it's just the connectors, but that could well be one of the elements. So I'll just trace this wiring back. This one goes to the back. So the one on the left, if you're looking at the underside, is the base. The one on the right is the back heater pad. So let's see if we've got continuity directly at the pad. Oh, I'm going to meet hands off, great. So we'll pop our probes in there a minute. So that is just confirmed that this cable going into the base seat has got an open circuit on the seat element. So I've done a bit of research. It's not too easy to get to that pad. I think the rear one is almost impossible apparently because it's glued on. So option wise, I'm not going to do it yet, but I will. I have seen pads for sale, so I'm going to see if I can find a replacement pad for that one, pop it in. If not, it is what it is. Find a new seat. The other option is you could take it apart in, I've got them around somewhere. Years ago I did buy heated seat pads for other things that were kicking around. So I could, if not, install them, aftermarket pads, in the seats and use them instead. But bearing in mind these pads are 12 volt pads, and these pads, because they're wired in series, so that, you know, if one breaks they both break, they're 6 volt pads each. So you can't just hook one side up to 12 volt and keep it, because it will get twice as hot and it will fail. So keep that in mind. But that's basically just a quick introduction tutorial on how the system works on the seat and how to test each component. So yeah, if you've got an open circuit on either one of the 2 pads, the pads are probably knackered. You might have a broken connection in there, but you've got to get to the pad first is the issue. Yep, and yeah, obviously when you're checking it, you can take apart all your multi-plugs, check the pins, make sure nothing's burnt, there's no arcing, and that the connections are good. But with the methods I just sort of used them for testing, that's pretty comprehensive. That's all you need to know really, on how they should work and how to diagnose issues with them. So I'm not going to take this apart now on camera and work it out because it's a bit more involved. I noticed there's a few guides on Google, as it is anyway on forums, of how to strip these apart. It involves taking the seat out, obviously, which is quite simple, stripping off all this plastic all around to better remove the base, and then you can unclip the foam seat cover from the base to get access to the pad, but not so easy on the rear. If you found this video somewhat helpful, then that's good, because I plan on doing a few more videos. I own a car. Like all my cars, I over-maintain them, and I try to fix something that goes wrong with them. So, and if the fix can be like a good DIY fix that helps other people, I'll record it and put it up as well, because that seems to go down pretty well with the range of content, and I'm sure some people would appreciate some videos on how to fix issues with a custom. So yeah, that's it for now. If you liked it, why not subscribe? There's going to be more on this vehicle, along with obviously the many other classic car projects I've got on the go. Like currently we're diving back into the V8 powered Ford Capri I'm building with the Mercedes engine. Bit different, first one ever to be done. Yeah, so like the video, like it, subscribe, drop me a comment, tell me what you think, and with any luck, I'll see you again next time. Cheers!